Good morning, class. Today we are going to start our new chapter in chemistry of class 6, and the chapter name is water. What is water? Water is one of the most essential element, or also called as natural resource, for our life to exist on the earth. Most of the earth's surface is covered with the water, that is about 3 by 4 of the earth's surface is covered with the water. You can see in the diagram here. This is the land area and this is the water area. Means all this area is covered with the water and only this part is land area. All plants, animals and all human beings need water to survive. The earth is known as the blue planet. Because of this water, our earth planet is called as blue planet, as almost 70% of its surface is covered with the water in the form of oceans, we all know, rivers, lakes and other water bodies and glaciers. The total amount of water on the earth remains the same as it gets replenished by the water cycle. Means to fulfill again water vapor, water gets converted into water vapor and again the water comes and fills the empty part. It is called replenished. Properties of the water. We all know water is tasteless, without any taste and without any smell. Water is transparent in the visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum. It appears blue in the water bodies due to reflection of sunlight. It exists in all three states of matter in the nature. Three states of matter means solid, liquid and gas. It has a tendency to dissolve many substances and is therefore called as universal solvent. If you take the sugar and mix sugar in the water, it will dissolve. That is why water is called as universal solvent. Clear? Next point, it freezes at 0 degrees centigrade to form ice. In the refrigerator we all have seen, and boils at 100 degrees Celsius to form water vapor. Pure water is a pure conductor of heat and electricity because I have written the reason also, because it doesn't contain any ions, means charged particles, salts or impurities which are necessary for conduction of electricity, means to pass the electricity from it. Clear? Water can also absorb large amounts of heat and is therefore an excellent coolant. That is why we pour cold water or rub ice on burns. When we get burnt, what we do, we used to pour the cold water or rub the ice or on the burnt part, because the cold water absorbs the heat from the body, from the burnt part. Chemically, water is a compound with the chemical formula H2O, means one molecule of water is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms bonded with 1 oxygen atom. Now, what are the sources of water? The distribution of water on the Earth's surface is quite uneven. Only 3% of the water on the Earth's surface is fresh water and usable, means for water to be used. The remaining 97% is in the oceans and is salty in nature. This water is not suitable for use. Out of the total fresh water that is available, about 69% is in the form of glaciers, 30% is underground, and less than 1% is found in lakes, rivers and swamps. Surface water resource. The water present on the surface of the earth is called surface water. Example, rivers, lakes, ponds and streams. These all are found on the surface of the earth. The water is in the rivers and lakes comes from the rain and the melting of snow and glaciers on mountains. The rivers flow into the seas and oceans, and this water that flows into the oceans carry large amounts of dissolved salts. Because of these large dissolved salts, the water in the ocean becomes salty. it will be given here. It is because of the dissolved salt that the ocean water becomes salty. The process of removal of salt from seawater is called desalination. Clear? Underground water resource. Some of the rainwater seeps through the layers of the soil or fractured rocks. You can see in the diagram, this is the earth's surface. The water falls on the earth and comes down. This is called as underground water. Some of the rainwater seeps through, means coming down through the layers of soil or fractured rocks and collects there. This is called as underground water. Most of the fresh water on the earth is in the form of underground water. Sometimes, due to the high pressure from down to up, the water goes up. Sometimes due to the high pressure, this water sprouts mean going up, out in the form of springs. Underground water is obtained for use by digging wells, tube wells and hand pumps which form underground water sources. Now water purification. Rainwater, which is the main source of water on the earth, is almost pure water as it contains no dissolved salts. After it falls on the ground, it dissolves many minerals and salts in it. Some impurities and germs also get dissolved in the water. Thus, the fresh water in the rivers and lakes on the underground water contain impurities and germs which make it unfit for drinking and cooking. Many diseases like cholera, diarrhea, typhoid and hepatitis A are caused by the germs present in the water. The water from these sources needs to be cleaned and purified before it is supplied to homes. The clean water that is fit and safe for drinking is called as potable water. Importance of water. What is the importance of water for the human being and for the animals, for the plants? So we know that water is an important liquid that we use extensively on a large scale in our daily life, at home, in schools, hospitals, restaurants, markets and offices. It is being used on large scale in agriculture, in various other purposes, means at homes, schools, hospitals, restaurants, markets and offices, in agriculture, industries, in transportation. Water for sustenance of life. Sustenance means to exist. Plants and animals need water to live and it is home for many of them. About 70% of our human body is made up of the water because blood is present in our body and blood used to flow from one part to the other part, and this happens because only of the water. Water plays an important role in the proper functioning of our body. All the processes in our body such as digestion, respiration and excretion need water. Water helps to transport materials such as digested food, oxygen and waste in our body. Water regulates our body temperature so that it always stays the same, constant. A normal human needs about 2 to 3 liters of the water in a day to survive. We have to drink at least 2 to 3 liters of the water every day. All the other animals need water for their body processes. Plants, seeds need water to germinate. We have read in the chapter. Green plants need water to make their food. We all know plants also need water to transport minerals and food from one part of the plant to another, as in our body also. The water vapor in the atmosphere also plays an important role in the sustenance of the life on the earth. The water vapor in the atmosphere is needed to replenish the fresh water to fulfill means to the fresh water on the earth through the water cycle. Heat from the sun. Now what is water cycle? From here, heat from the sun causes the water to evaporate from the surface of rivers, lakes, oceans and other water bodies. Then transpiration. Plant also adds water vapor to the atmosphere. Transpiration means excess of water released by the plants. It is called as transpiration. These vapors mix with the air and rise up. The temperature in the upper atmosphere is lower, so water vapor condenses and forms tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water form the clouds, and when these clouds become heavy, the water falls down as rain. This rainwater is the source of fresh water on the earth, which all plants and animals need to survive. Next point, the water vapor in the atmosphere also helps in keeping the earth warm. Like CO2, the water vapor in the atmosphere also acts as a greenhouse gas and absorbs the heat radiated from the Earth's atmosphere. This keeps the Earth at the temperature of the Earth optimum for the survival of the plants and animals. But today, the CO2 level has increased, and because of this CO2, the Earth temperature is increasing day by day. And because of this increasing temperature, the glaciers are melting at a very high rate. Now, what are solutions? Water is a universal solvent. We all know water dissolves many things in it, and many substances such as salt, sugar, baking powder, and many medicines and detergents dissolve in it. Any substance in which the other substances can dissolve is called solvent, and the substances that dissolves in a solvent are called solutions. The materials which dissolve in a solvent are called solvent materials which dissolve, okay, while the ones which do not dissolve are called insoluble materials. Like types of solution: solid and liquid. The state of matter of solute is solid, state of the matter of the solvent is liquid, and examples are baking soda in water, salt in water. Solvent means water and solute means big particles. These big particles are being dissolved in the solvent. So solvent, everywhere it is liquid up to here. Liquid, 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 ink in the water and milk in the water. Gas, liquid. Gas is going to mix in the liquid, that is oxygen in water. Aerated drinks, aerated means cold drinks. Gas, gas. State of matter of solute, it is gas. State of matter of solvent is gas. Example, water vapor in the air and oxygen in the air. Now, types of solutions. On the basis of dissolved in a solution, there can be classified based on the amount of solute dissolved in a solution. There can be classified as saturated and unsaturated, and also supersaturated. Unsaturated solution is one in which more solute can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent at a given temperature. Whereas in saturated solution, in which no more solute can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent at a given temperature, is called a saturated solution. Suppose that in the first one, if I take a glass of water and mix sugar, we are going to dissolve sugar in the solution, and thus says is this the one in which more solute can be dissolved. Means one time I have added one cup of sugar, again it will be dissolved. Again we have taken 1 teaspoon of sugar, again it will dissolve. This is called as unsaturated solution. Now if the sugar is now on adding, the one condition will come when the sugar will not dissolve in it. This is called as saturated solution, in which no more solute can be dissolved in the given amount of solvent at a given temperature, is called a saturated solution. Whereas in supersaturated solution is that contains more dissolved solute that could be dissolved at a specific temperature, is called a supersaturated solution. Now, on heating the solution, the solubility increases. Means the capacity increased to dissolve. Means if I am going to heat the water and going to add the sugar will dissolve. Again I will add sugar, it will again dissolve. Okay, but in the cold water the sugar will dissolve, but it will dissolve very late. More solute can be dissolved in the same amount of solvent on heating. Okay. For example, if a saturated solution of sugar is heated, it becomes unsaturated and more sugar can be dissolved in it. This happens only in case of solid liquid solutions or liquid liquid solutions. The solubility of gases, however, decreases on heating. In the other case, the solubility of the gases on heating decreases, means it will not mix, it will not dissolve. Now, what is water pollution? The addition of harmful and unwanted substances to water which cause a change in the physical, chemical and biological properties of water that have an adverse, means negative effect on living thing is called water pollution. Or this is more from my notes. Water pollution is the contamination of the water bodies, usually as a result of human activities. Stop. Water bodies include, for example, lakes, rivers, ocean, aquifers, and groundwater. Water pollution can cause directly or indirectly. Okay, it is caused directly when wastewater containing pollutants are released directly into the water bodies without treating it, or it is caused indirectly when the wastewater containing pollutants are released directly into the water bodies without treating it. It is caused indirectly when pollutants enter the water bodies through a groundwater or soil or as acid rain or from the atmosphere. These are the examples. Now, what are the causes of water pollution? From garbage, sewage, wastewater, agriculture, from factories, oil spill, changing temperature. What are the effects of water pollution? It causes harm to many aquatic animals which may even die or due to the water pollution. It leads to disturbances in food chains and food web. Food chain and food web means the cycle. All the animals are dependent on each other. If one is dying, the other will have an impact of the other one. It causes waterborne diseases. The diseases which are produced from the water are called waterborne diseases, such as cholera, dysentery, and jaundice in humans. It promotes the breeding of disease-causing organisms such as mosquitoes and flies. It causes scarcity of fresh water as it makes water unfit for use. Scarcity means less water. It causes algal growth in water bodies, which leads to a shortage of oxygen and harms aquatic life. Now, prevention of water pollution. It is necessary to prevent water pollution to reduce the scarcity of fresh water that is caused by the pollution of the sources of fresh water. It is also necessary for the survival of aquatic plants and animals. Some ways to prevent water pollution are: throwing garbage such as polythene bags into the water bodies should be banned. Bathing and washing clothes and utensils with detergents in water bodies and around them should not be allowed. The disposal of untreated sewage into rivers and lakes should be stopped. The disposal of untreated industrial waste into the water bodies should be banned. The use of pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers should be reduced. Animal excreta should not be washed from banks of the rivers into the rivers. Educate people to keep the water bodies clean by using eco-friendly products. Since water pollution causes a scarcity of fresh water, we need to conserve water. Remember one thing, all the chapters in the physics, chemistry and biology for midterm exams from book and the notes provided on the PDF by me. Chapter ends here. Okay. I remember one thing, these notes are made by me. 80% is from the book, whereas some points have been added by me. So don't search in the book and ask your friends from where these notes have been given. Okay. Thank you, class. Have a good day.